There we are. We are so excited that you joined us today for this session on how do we improve our sales process with AI, and specifically Copilot in our example today. I'm joined today with Brian O'Hare. We got the Brian and Brian team today. Brian is actually one of our newest sales folks that's representing the West Coast and the Midwest for our services. And Brian asked me today, hey, what do I need to do to prepare for this? And I intentionally said, Brian,
Nothing.
Don't. Because I wanted to show you genuine reactions and kind of like how for a person that's relatively not new to AI, but you're new to this part of AI,
Absolutely.
How we can kind of start you from the ground up, and then that way we can share this with other salespeople and kind of get their reactions.
I love it.
Awesome, cool. So we're going to walk through a number of examples today. We're going to start with how do we personalize Copilot to make it feel like it's Brian's voice, not AI's voice. You may have seen that demo before. No worries if you have. Then we're going to walk through how do we personalize our emails and make the emails, do some research on what accounts to attack. Not attack, but what accounts to actually go with.
We can attack.
And then lastly, how do we compose a hyper-personalized email to those accounts that we're trying to go after.
Great.
As always, this is a live session, so feel free to ask questions during the session anytime. I may interrupt Brian throughout this and just kind of ask him questions and as we kind of go through this. So more from a sales perspective. So Brian's perspective is he is in sales, and my perspective is more the technologist. So you'll get both of the sides here, both of the stubborn people here also. All right, Brian and Brian, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so let's go ahead, and if you want to start with us, you'll notice in the description of the video, there is a download that I put out there a few minutes ago that will get you all the prompts we're going to be using today. So it's a Word doc. I think, Brian, you have it open already?
I do.
Yeah, cool. So this will be all of our demos we'll kind of be working with. So we'll cover some. We might have space on time. We'll see how we go here.
Okay.
All right. So, and I put some narrative in there as well, so people kind of know what that is. So let's start here with our where to go to. So we're going to go to m365copilot.com.
Got it up.
You mentioned there's a FAT client, and there's also a web client. So we'll be using the web client in this case.
Okay.
No advice. So let's go ahead, and when you have this open, you probably have received an email at some point from a salesperson, even though you're in sales.
Sure have.
Where it feels very AI. Like AI obviously wrote this.
I hope we find this email very well. That's usually how they always end.
I hope you find this. Yeah, I hope this email finds you well. That's one. And then of course things like double dashes, the mem dashes, and those kind of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and focus a few things to kind of personalize this Copilot for you.
Great.
All right. The first thing, I'm going to get my glasses on so I can see your machine here. And what we're going to do is first thing you should do with any Copilot, or whether the Copilot, AI, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever tool you're using of choice. We're going to go in the top 3 dots there.
Top 3.
There we go.
Got it.
And then we'll go to settings.
Settings.
All right. Now, a few things we want to note here. First of all, this is the settings panel for all of Copilot, and every AI product has a similar kind of area. What we're going to focus on, though, is well, first of all, this is kind of neat. Check out under sources here. This is relatively new.
Sources. All right, I'm going.
So we use things like HubSpot here. But what you can do is if you wanted to, you can actually bring in HubSpot into your thing, into your Copilot. So it uses those as extra evidence. So show me all the customers who responded to certain kind of marketing messages in HubSpot, and build an email campaign for those as a salesperson. So you can actually bring in all the evidence from HubSpot into your other side. So
it's useful.
Kind of marketing and sales holding hands there. Now, there's other ones also. They're adding more. This is a relatively new panel here that you're seeing here. So we'll go over to, in our case, personalization.
Okay, personalization. Got it.
Okay. Now, once we go to personalization, you'll see 2 things. One is memories. We won't go that quite yet.
Okay.
But custom instructions. Would you mind hitting the edit custom instructions?
All right.
Now, you may have already added a few. You did. There we go.
I did a few.
So you had things like, I think we talked about this in the past, M dashes are obviously a surefire way of recognizing that somebody is using an AI tool of some sort.
Yeah.
Now, what I had to do is, in the Word doc, I wanted to provide the audience some of my own personal ones. Some of them I put a space in there. So for me, I have wicked ADHD. So I wanted to go ahead and put some ways I kind of get past that challenge myself. I can't read paragraphs of emails.
Right.
I have to have things like more brevity, more bullets, more like tell me the juice and get me out. So what you'll see in the Word doc, if you hop over there real quick, you'll see
over.
a copy and paste kind of area right there.
Oh, I see it right here.
There we go, perfect. And if we were to take that and let you kind of spend a few seconds doing that, go ahead and copy that big block of text there from the whole area there.
Copied.
And go ahead and paste that in there. Now let's kind of walk through what we're doing here. So this first part you're seeing, let me kind of get that Word doc open here. The first part, of course, get rid of the M-dashes. Obvious way you can see that somebody has used some kind of AI. There also is other ones in here, like, hey, default, that's like bullets and short paragraphs. That's more for me in this case. So you want to kind of think about what you're putting in your own, of course. Sure. This may not be for you. Think deeply about answers. This is where I want to get more deep answers, more accurate answers. So it's okay that it spends more time doing this. So your Copilot after this is going to take a lot longer to respond to things.
Got it.
But you're going to get much more comprehensive results. You get much more detailed. I also totally go ahead and feel free to ask me questions. If you do that, it will give you like, hey, I want to do an itinerary for my trip to New York. Mm-hmm. Well, what do you want? What kind of people are going with you to New York?
Oh, that's really
It wouldn't ask you. It would just say, here's your itinerary. Here's your, you're going to see the Statue of Liberty. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. But I'm with my infant baby right now, and it's 20 degrees outside. So those kind of things, context are really, really important.
Yep.
Now, below that, this is more for if you're using Copilot internally, like for the work mode, like what you do. Meeting summaries, clearly call out any call of actions here inside those meetings. Let me lead with answers, our recommendations first. So kind of trying to get that action-based stuff. And then, of course, I want to break complex topics into small, numbered steps. So that way I easily can see this. And share clear and truthful feedback. That's an important one also. You want it to be a skeptic and actually push back on you sometimes. That will come into play a little bit later here also. So these are my real instructions I use personally. Of course, tweak it to your own liking, but it gets you started on building that.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and save that now.
Okay.
Now, there's one other area that we want to kind of walk through next. Is making it, that gets you a little closer to feeling less AI-ish. Mm-hmm. Now, let's get it to where it sounds like Brian.
I like that.
Not my Brian, but your Brian with a Y.
Brian with a Y.
So let's go ahead and get that going next. So before you leave here, if it didn't close out, hopefully it didn't, let's see.
There we go.
We'll go over to personalization again.
Okay.
And you'll see memories right here. These are the areas where it learns over the time of your kind of chat history. If you click on that, let's take a look at what it knows about you so far. Probably not a whole lot. All right, there we go.
Let's see.
All right, cool.
All right, here it is.
So we can go ahead and influence this to use these memories to our own advantage also. That's what we're going to do next. So in the Word doc here, you'll see a 2-line prompt here. A little bit lower down, you'll see memories right there. Let's go ahead and copy that 2-line prompt in. Now to do this, it is going to require that you have the pay version of Copilot in this case. Okay. So it's going to use the $30 plan. Some people want to be cheaper based on their nonprofit or education or whatever. But what we can do here is go ahead and close this personalization window.
Close it.
And then let's go ahead and paste that into your prompt right there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you run this, what it's going to do is it's going to evaluate your emails, your writing style. What does Brian look up? Go ahead and hit enter while we're talking here. Okay. Make sure you're in work mode, which you are up top. So you can see at top he's in work mode.
Got it.
And it's going to look at your history of the past 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever that number is. I think we probably, what did we put in there? We put in there
30 days.
30 days. Look at the last 30 days of history and determine what makes Brian tick. All right. Now you see it is taking a little bit longer to run here.
Sure.
But it's saying, okay, looks like you put a lot of things in bullets. You're
bullets.
Very TDLR, kind of TLDR, sorry. Very much so. You have a core, your core voice is X, Y, and Z. You're kind of a jerk, so on and so on. So at the very end here, what we can say, if you put a new prompt in here, after you kind of scroll down. How does this feel about you, by the way? Does this kind of sound a little...
this is typically how I think I'd like to instruct ChatGPT to frame my messaging. So it sounds like me. Yeah,
all right,
so
cool.
I like it.
So in Copilot next, let's go down the bottom here.
Okay.
And let's say, hey, memorize this style when you're drafting emails on my behalf.
Okay.
And watch what happens next. And it's also in the Word doc also, but you're almost done typing, so it's okay.
Okay.
All right, hit enter. And let's see what happens. So you're going to see in a moment, it's going to spend some time researching this. Notice it is taking a lot longer to give you responses now. But it's syncing. Oh, see up top there? It says memory saved right there.
I see it.
So now, if you go back to that personalization area and see memories, when you say draft an email or respond on my behalf or whatever, whether you be in Outlook, whether you be here, whatever your tool of choice is, it is actually going to sound more like you versus a generic AI process. All right, so if you check it out, go over to personalization. Now you can always, at any point, if you say, hey, you got this wrong, or this is not working, if he goes back to memories again here, you'll see that there should be 2 memories now, hopefully. And he can go through and always remove them if he so chose also.
Okay.
We'll keep those there for the time being, or whatever you want there at the time being. Awesome. So sounds good. Let's go and do some more research now.
Okay.
So let me see, first of all, are there any questions? I think we're looking pretty good on questions. Yep, we are. We have quite a few people in the room, but we're all good.
Awesome.
So you're doing such a good job doing demos here. All right, so the next part is, Brian, what do you care about most as a salesperson? Making more deals?
Making more deals, finding the right contacts.
Yep.
Saying the right message.
Getting them on the phone.
Getting them on the phone, email.
All right,
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to start with just doing some research. How can I figure out, hey, I have landed in Jacksonville, Florida, which is where we're at, by the way, and what type of AI things are happening in Jacksonville right now from a customer perspective.
Okay.
So in the Word doc here, and you can put your own city in your case here also. So find, I'm putting Jacksonville, Florida. You do what works for you.
Okay.
Let's go to that Word doc. You'll see a little bit, scroll down. You'll see a little box there. It says, help me identify companies in Jacksonville, Florida that might be interested in AI training on based on public news sources. So that's our context, right? If you find the person I should reach out to, also add them as well to this. So let's go ahead and now the first thing we want to do here is we want to also go through and add a new chat here, right?
Okay,
so let's go ahead and hit the new chat. Perfect.
All right.
That wipes out the context to make sure we're starting fresh now.
Okay.
All right. Now if you paste that in, and you can do it as well in the audience as well. Let's see how we do. Now this is going to start combing news sources. All of our news stations, our other different places that are out there here, and it is going to spend some time to research for what we do. Might be interesting. This might take some time. Now, also, we didn't tell it what we do fully.
True.
So what we should have done is added a core memory about what Pragmatic work does around AI. We could have pointed to our website. We could have done other things like that to kind of educate it more about what services might have better overlap. Because right now it's very generic, right?
Sure.
So you'll see in a moment, look at it, actually, it's doing some much more deep reasoning right now. So you're seeing it kick off a whole bunch of tasks and subtasks. This is that whole think deeply about it. Normally it might just guess and throw out a whole bunch of crap.
Got it.
Here is actually going to give you much, much better results.
Based on the bullet point we had to think.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
Now additionally, while it's doing its thing here, there is researcher model. Now we'll actually click on that right now. But there is a researcher model which goes even deeper. It takes about, it might take 20 to 40 minutes to give you an answer. But it is literally combing every site, doing deep research on that question that you have. Okay. So I typically use that for some deep, kind of topics. Say, give me a lead list for this one city, for example, and then help me identify those and help me identify what my talking points should be with that customer. Okay. So for every customer, it's going to spin up a whole bunch of other things that will go deeper research.
That's great.
So that will go in, wrap in things like your emails. It'll wrap in things like HubSpot or other data sources like that. So there we go. We're starting to get some lead sources. We've got some CSX, which is a big real company in town. We've got, we'll actually see down there, if you scroll down, we're not trying to call out anybody here. We'll just kind of keep on going down here. FIS and a big company in town. Now, if you look at one of those, why is one of those companies important here? Let's do City of Jacksonville, for example. What they announced in the City of Jacksonville that might be interesting?
Oh, look at that. Mayor's office entered a contract with C3 AI.
All right, cool. Sounds very AI-ish. So they're going to need, obviously, some training around that potentially, or maybe some implementation services potentially, or whatever. So we can go deeper on that and go dive and start. Now you start to compose a more thoughtful, warm email now. Now it's not just, I hope this email finds you well, kind of thing. So that's really our next step but before we do that next step, I want to show you one more area here. Okay. So we're gonna pick on Jacksonville, or we'll pick on another entity here also, whatever we want to go with, to actually compose that email. But on the left side, you'll see researcher. Now this is when you want to bring out the sledgehammer and have it, hey, I'm going to lunch right now. I'm going to kick off this process to go and do some deep research on my behalf. Okay, great. So what this can do, if you click on that, this is for the pro version only. So it just requires the paid version of Copilot. You get 25 core conversations a month. between this and the analyst mode.
Okay.
So what this can do for you, notice where it says sources right there? If you click on sources, this is where it's going to, I'm sorry, right below the conversation right there.
Got it.
There you go. This is where it's going to pull its data from.
Oh, I see.
So you would see HubSpot here once you link your account to HubSpot, for example.
There it is.
Yeah. Or you might have things like Google in here or whatever the other sources you may want. It's already going to pull your meetings, your emails, and presentations, old proposals you might have out there, all that kind of stuff already in here. So you can actually get some really, really deep information. That's why it takes so long to run this.
Okay.
So what you can do is that second prompt, you can say, like, for example, you'll see, find the Word doc. We'll do this now because it takes 25 minutes and they don't want to watch us do this. So, help me identify 100 customers, for example, that I can focus my energy on, and I can't spell, so I went and fix that spelling. My energy on that do purchase this product that I want to expand into this product. So if they purchase our training, maybe they want our consulting services also. So you can get really, really kind of granular on that if you so chose.
Wow. Really
so it will go and look at their past buying patterns to find out they might actually want to expand. So for a sales guy,
this is great information.
Yeah.
To have.
All right. Speaking of great information, we want to educate one of our accounts, and it's be a cold outreach email. We love those, right?
We love them.
Okay, yes. As a customer, nothing beats getting us that says, I hope, now what's one of the big warning signs on one of these emails that you do? Not that you do, but every salesperson has to do.
Besides, I hope this email finds you well.
Yes, we'll be there. That's some other things around that.
Just checking back in, seeing if you got my previous email.
Oh, yes. I didn't respond 12 times on purpose, so I'm probably not going to respond 13 times. So what would be like a best practice that we can do and systemize around those emails? Like how can we get out of that rut of playing that with the customers?
Yeah, I think when you're really trying to cut the fat, you're trying to figure out who is this person? What's their title? What's something that's going to be important to them if I send them an email?
Okay.
What's important? What would make you, Brian Knight, read an email from a salesperson outside of?
All right, let's try it then. Well, let's start with the best worst practice that we thought about. So let's go ahead and build a prompt. What company do you want to try to get access to here?
You want to go with our Brian and Brian meets Fair and Farah?
Let's do it. All right, so Fair and Farah, if those don't know, it's a local lawyer. I hope you don't get a letter from them ever again. This is completely fictitious here. We're just as an internal joke here, we're going to go after Farah and Farah.
Okay.
We want to try to appeal to them for one of their, because we saw a project out there, let's actually go to the City of Jacksonville. We saw that one out there.
City of Jacksonville works.
Yeah, we found that project out there. So let's see if we can actually appeal to that. I'm sorry.
Yep, that works.
I love our idea. We'll do that at another time here. So let's build an email that would appeal to get an appointment with the CIO of the City of Jacksonville. So let's go ahead and build a prompt here. You go ahead and start.
Okay.
So what do you think? What would you? It could be not be good. We're gonna improve.
I want to write a sales email to reach the CIO of the City of Jacksonville.
All right, cool. To schedule an appointment, I assume?
To schedule.
This is how most people I notice, based on the emails I get, they generally start this way, right? So if you hit enter now, let's see what happens. I hope this email finds you well. How are you? All right, here we go. Now it's spending some time, which is probably a good thing.
Sure.
I bet you before we personalize this, have been really, really crappy. Let's see. All right, draft email to the City of Jacksonville. Here we go. All right. It does look a lot more your style, though.
A little bit better. Yeah, maybe.
Out of curiosity, if you were to copy and paste this into a temporary chat, let's find out what that would look like.
Let's do that.
Let's see what that. Now, this temporary chat, by the way, we're seeing at the top right
here,
allows Brian to run this without any kind of context behind it. So if he does the same thing again, hits enter. You'll notice this time it might come back a lot faster. We'll see. All right. Well, maybe not. There it goes.
There it is.
Let's see how terrible this might be. Okay, let's give some subject line options. Now, the temporary chat has no context.
Hey, there it is.
All right.
I hope you are doing well.
Oh, it does have it. Okay. All right, awesome. All right. So we can see that it does have, the classic fall pieces of this. Let's go back to our main chat here, and let's let where you are. We can do that by going down to the chat history on the left side. You'll see on the left, about midway down, you'll see history. If you go ahead and click on that, that should take you right back to where you were at a moment ago. Okay, so let's see how do we have this. I hope your email files. I work with. No, it jumps right in this case. So it is starting to get more concise now.
It is, yes.
That is awesome. So what we can do now is let's try to build two things we care about, right? There's really one thing is we know that nobody likes getting these emails.
True.
So we want to build a skeptic. We want our AI pushing back on us right now and saying, all right, this customer does not care about this email. So how do we go ahead and address this very quickly? Handle the objections very quickly. They may not want Microsoft technology. They may not want this. So whatever objections we can throw in there, that will be right up top. This customer is a skeptic. For example, this is in your Word doc. Okay. This customer is a skeptic. I say we're going to build an email to the CIO Jacksonville, yada, yada, yada. We're going to talk about AI budget analysis, which is what we saw in that previous query we did.
Okay.
And we'll say this customer is a skeptic on giving his time. So that's everyone is, of course. So especially cold outreach emails. So we're going to address that right in there.
Okay.
Now, the fun part is the main paragraph right there, the one you're on right now, build a rubric. Now, this is the number one thing. You've tried this recently. That's what I talked to you. Didn't it?
I love it.
How did it work?
It worked great.
So what did it change in your style?
Well, it took something really long and too much to read. As you say, you like to read TLDR, cut everything out. What do I need to know, and move on. And it starts to pare that down. And
awesome.
It starts at a 7, then maybe an 8 out of 10, and then it moves it to a 9 out of 10 until, like you mentioned, we try to get it to a 10 out of 10. Which
awesome. So that Word doc, guys, you can play along at home also, and you'll find it in that Word doc. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a rubric. So we build a skeptic up top. Then we're going to build a rubric saying, what is the perfect email that this customer might respond to, the CIO of Jacksonville might respond to. Please don't bug the CIO of Jacksonville. All right, this is just a demo, okay? All right, so we're going to talk about our services and all that. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to fold in any kind of news that have occurred over the last 6 months to build more pertinency. When I did this, one of our customers talked about an acquisition that just happened, and it said, congratulations on this game that you just won, and all that. So it brought all that to where it felt more human-like. And then we also want to say, hey, this has got to be concise. And then what we can do, as Brian just mentioned, is we're going to keep on iterating over and over and over again until we get a 10 out of 10 on a perfect emails rubric. Now, you can tell it to either show that rubric to you, or we can say, just go ahead and hide it and just show me the final product. Okay? Now we can also ask questions like, hey, give me some subject line variations and let me pick the top 3 or whatever. So let's try copying that in and let's see what the results look like there. So it's quite a big prompt, as you can see. All right, let's see what happens. Notice it's chewing up some resources this time. There we go. All right. Oh, look at that. Now it's doing some researching now too. So as you can see here, this time, unlike last time, it is actually going out and pulling news sources to try to make that more of a personalized email. Now you can do this at scale also. We're going to do a marketing version of this next month where we're going to show how do we do this at scale to where we touch these customers, every email feels more personalized, where it brings a little bit of value into that. So as you can see here, it is definitely spending a lot more time on this. And then after you do this, you can say, well, adapt this to this customer. Like you might do that whole surround approach, right? Where you're going to pick on the CIO, then you're going to pick on the board, the CIFO, and maybe the city council and all that, and try to surround until you get an appointment with somebody, hopefully. So there we go. Oh, there it goes. Found some news sources now. It found. Now it's going to hopefully fold those in. Definitely spending a lot of time here.
Yeah, you can see. As it's saying, gathering a myriad of documents from.
Oh, did it say that? Oh, gotcha. I can't see. I'm assuming. All right, so cool. Now you'll notice as it does this, up top it says auto. Would you mind hitting that drop-down box up top where it says auto? Now we're not going to select anything here, but what we basically did here by saying think deeply about this is choosing that a more deep reasoning for this particular task. So it's going much deeper than it would normally go. We're kind of forcing it down that chute.
Got it.
Now if you scroll down here now, let's see how we did here. Let's see if our email is any better now. All right, we see it. There we go.
Giving us information.
All right. Oh, we got to hit 10 out of 10 here. All right, this is our rubric here. So it's telling us how is it grading stuff. All right, and it starts to iterate. Our final email. Okay, where's our final email?
We might have to tell it to give us the
email.
Oh,
we might have to tell it, provide the email. We had this happen before too, didn't we? All right, here we go. This one should come back faster now. Now, can you scroll up? Let's kind of look at what else I provided here.
Sure, absolutely.
So we can see why is it picking the patterns it's picking. So why is this a 10 out of 10 rubric score? Oh, it just gave us a rubric. It didn't actually provide the...
Got it.
Yep. So we'll have to go and see what email actually looks like. But as you go scroll up here, let's kind of see why it's producing that. What did it actually do? Okay, so final email, give me a 10 out of 10, what it should look like, what are some draft kind of... it gave a rubric on a rubric here, looks like.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So as we kind of, so it misinterpreted kind of what we were asking. That's okay.
We can ask again.
As you scroll down the very bottom, hopefully by now it's started to think here, and it will. There we go. How did it come out here? Let's see. It is short, concise. It is. What's the first line there say? I can't quite read that here. It's a quick.
Let's see. A quick idea that may save your finance team time.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe okay. Feels a little salesy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more.
My bat signal went up there, maybe a little bit. But that's interesting. All right, so then it gives a bulleted list of some ideas. Did it anything news related that it brought into this? Talking about
highlights the unusual vendor at the partner.
Yeah, looks like it's got a few things there.
Yeah, it looks like we could maybe.
We could definitely hone in tone into
Absolutely.
it. Now we can also say, hey, build a variation on that for the CFO or the city council or the budget office leadership to also, and it will basically compose another email based on that also.
Oh, okay, great.
So this is a way of helping us out here. Hopefully, build this more, something that. How many touches does it normally take for a customer response? It takes
7 to 8 touches,
right?
At least.
So we want to kind of build out a campaign. This could help us build out that campaign, hopefully.
This is great.
You could try a short one, try a longer one, try a case study. But there are also some other things that we want to do in our emails that might get a better response, like that fear of missing out piece. You have the things of the curiosity gap we can do. So there's a whole, what we're going to do next is we're going to build an agent that's going to hopefully evaluate our emails and check those out also. So let's keep this one handy because we're going to use this one. But let's, now Brian, I know you've used ChatGPT and Copilot before.
This will be my first time building an agent, Brian. So,
all right, cool.
I'm excited.
So we're going to build an agent. Now the agent we're going to build can be free of charge basically, right? We're going to be using the Agent Builder or Copilot Studio Lite. And this version of it is essentially free for us to build, as long as you have an M365 license. But each of the products, each of the AI products all have like an agent variation inside it. So to do this, we're going to hit the New Agent button on the left side.
New Agent, got it right here.
Perfect. All right. Now, what this agent's going to do is it's going to evaluate your email. So you don't have to go back and forth and prompt it like we just did.
Perfect.
We're going to systemize this. Okay. And then in our next video, we're going to get more granular on building things called notebooks, where we can really land and expand with customers and evaluate ourselves.
Okay.
So call this whatever you want to call it. What do you think? Maybe Brian Email Test or Brian Email Validator or whatever. And you can share this with others too, of course. One of the nice things about this is once you build it, you can share the rest of the team here.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So let's give it an icon here. Also, hit the little pencil icon there. You can also give it a draft, some sort like say a sales agent for evaluating emails, something like that. And it will actually build an icon that will match your goal here. So it is using Dolly in this case.
Okay, Dolly.
But it's using the Microsoft variation of that.
Okay.
So in a moment here, it will give us an icon that we can then use for that. Pretty neat though. Might take a few seconds to do this. Oh, it's coming. It's like
green, maybe a dollar sign.
Like modem here in this case. Yeah, like from the 90s modem. All right, there we go. Like one little line at a time. Oop, here we go. Okay, so in a second here, this will give us that. And what we're going to do is we have about 3 pages of instructions I built for you.
Wow.
Because I wanted to give everybody in the audience something they can use in their own environment. So they follow these steps. It's going to build a really cool agent from this. All right. Well, this is an interesting.
There.
It's got Conan O'Brien as our sales agent here. Looks like. All right. Give it a few seconds. There we go. Awesome. Looks just like you, Brian. All right.
I'll take it.
So let's go ahead and let's accept that once it finishes generating here. We'll just go ahead and there it goes. And you can hit the save button at the bottom, that purple save button. Awesome. Now, in your Word doc, there are some copy and paste instructions. So you've already given a name. Now, on the left side here, as you scroll down, you'll see an agent section right there.
Okay. Instructions?
Yeah, let's go ahead and copy those instructions.
All right.
It's about 3 pages, as you can see. It's a big set of instructions, but I wanted to give as much detail as I could for everybody watching this video right now. Woo, look at all that. Is that all of them? Yeah, no, you're not done yet.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. Oh, you're not done yet. Maybe I lied. It's 4 pages of instructions. All right.
Almost there.
Almost 5 pages.
There it is.
All right, cool. Grab all those.
All right.
So what this is going to do for us is once you copy that, and you're going to put that into the instructions box right below. Now also, as you scroll up, you'll see the description. What this description gives you is what your users are going to see when they try to use this. So on the right, you see it says Brian email validation test.
Yes.
You can put blah, blah, blah for the directions right now. We can tune this up later, of course. All right.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, cool. On the right side, you'll see a demo on the right side, and it should say blah, blah, blah. Now, you might also see the try it button. You don't because you have a bigger resolution, but for some of those at home, they might see a try it tab up top where they can kind of see that little sidebar come out and forward. So they kind of play with it over there.
Got it.
All right, now we can, of course, tune these directions. I have taken some email frameworks and embedded it into this, like create that fear of missing out, and what is the curiosity gap? How do I fill that curiosity gap? Removing M dashes and those kind of things. These are not going to use your private custom instructions. These are going to be kind of separately from that, so I had to put the M dashing into this also.
Got it.
All right, so now as you scroll down, there's some other things we can do here. We can first of all, notice where it says knowledge right there. We can point to our internal emails, meetings, OneDrive documents, SharePoint documents. But in your case, there is a URL that you'll find in that Word doc. It might be at the very top of those directions that we copied out earlier, so I apologize.
Let's take a look.
All right, there it is.
Right here.
It is a blog. I just want to show people how this works. You can put other ones in there as well, 5 in there, so in there. Now notice this is up to 2 levels deep, and that is /sales email. So we are 2 levels deep exactly.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So if you go and paste that in where it says knowledge right there.
Right here.
And hit enter. All right. Notice it's kind of hard to tell it did something, but it actually did do something down below.
Down here.
Okay. So it's going to take all the best practices from those instructions, blend it with HubSpot's best instructions.
Wow. Okay.
And we're going to come out of that with a nice little stew of marketing meets sales, hopefully, when it comes out of this.
Okay.
Because the HubSpot ones are more marketing, the other ones are more sales-based tricks.
Okay, got it.
So notice as you do this, though, as you scroll down, you also can build PowerPoints, Word docs.
Yep.
This case doesn't really matter, but let's do one more thing. Suggested prompts down below. Let's put one suggested prompt. Call it, and title would be evaluate my email.
Okay.
Okay. Now the description is. The message right next to it be what gets sent into the chat. So let's call this evaluate my message, my email message, or something like that. So the left one is what your user will see. The right one is what gets sent into the text mail.
Okay.
Now notice on the right there, it has a little button now where you can click on and it will actually pass that in automatically. So that way your user doesn't have to type in all that junk there.
Okay.
All right, so we are at the point of being done. Let's go ahead and hit the create button up top.
All right.
And you have built your first agent. Now, nothing we did there requires an additional license.
Okay.
So this is the M365 license only. So for most of our users on the phone, if you have on the web, first time caller, long time listener. So if you own an M365 license, you own what we just did there. Now your IT team may have turned off certain things, but largely what we've done is what you already own today. So if we wanted to, if we added a file, for example, then it would require additional license at that point.
All right, looks like I've got the agent.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit go to agent.
We're going.
All right, there it goes. It didn't keep our icon for some reason, but it's all good.
Add it back.
All right, so let's go ahead and click on that evaluate my message button there. Let's see how it did.
Click, and let's go.
Hit the send button, Now it should give you a step-by-step instruction, hopefully. There it goes. It's going to evaluate your customer email. Now, what I could have done better is I should have said, ask me one question at a time. Because to me, this is a little overwhelming. It's asked me 4 questions. I probably should have said, do one step at a time versus that.
Sure.
But this is good enough. Let's go ahead and do one. Customer name is going to be City of Jacksonville. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, they're a state, local government, maybe. All right. And we've got an email signature line. What do we have before? You got this already.
I got it saved. Let me just bring it up here so I can have that.
This is not a real example. This is just an email. Actually, it is a real email that you sent out in the past, but not to this customer.
Not to this customer. Correct. All right, let's do here.
Okay. And then, reconnecting. All right, let's try the last one, which is the body of the email.
All right, let's bring in the body.
Okay, perfect. And of course, we could have just read that also. We could say, hey,
True.
evaluate this email / and it would have evaluated an email that you have already done.
Okay, cool.
So
Good to know.
this will actually integrate right into Outlook also. So we can actually, once you have this done, you could have a little side panel open up in Outlook and say, evaluate my response to this customer.
Okay, that's
kind of cool.
That's very cool.
So let's fire away.
All right,
let's
fire
see
away.
how it does. So what this is going to do now is it's going to evaluate that email, give us a grade, but also give us 3 subject lines that might be better, and give us a new body that might be better here also.
Okay, great.
So here we go. We're starting to get, it looked back, 7.4.
Eesh.
Okay.
That's subpar.
It's better than average though. So with 70%, that's called a Florida
Sure.
A.
Yeah.
So
C's get degrees, right?
yeah, exactly. All right, so let's scroll down. Improve subject lines. How do these look here to you? Subject lines there.
Let's see. Quick question about your decimal project. Ooh, okay, yeah. I like these ones.
Okay.
Relevancy, right?
What does that say? I'm sorry.
All about relevancy here.
Okay,
Like
what's
this
the
one.
second one say? The Jacksonville.
Project that we worked on together.
I like
Brings
that.
familiarity,
Yep, yep,
relevancy.
yep.
I like that.
All right, it sounds more like a friendly email then.
Yes.
All right, the 2 body. Okay, so giving you 2 options here for what might be good here. So let's pick one of the 2 that you like. I'm not seeing any M dashes.
No M dashes.
Okay. Which one do you like best?
I like the second one.
All right, let's
I
go
just
for
like
it.
the opening for it. Yeah.
Let's go option B.
Okay, option B.
So it says option B is what score?
Option A 9.5. Option B 9.7.
I like option B. Let's go ahead and refine option B then.
Okay, so refine option B.
Yeah, that sounds good. Awesome. So this agent now is doing what we went back and forth on for like 10 minutes
Okay,
now.
great.
And it's all built in now. And again, you'll find this right inside of Word and Outlook also. It takes about 15 minutes for it to show up.
Okay.
But we won't open up your email right now, don't worry. But if we did, you would see it right in there. So you can.
That's very cool.
All right, how do we do now? Refine option B. Hello, David. It is short and concise. Brian, okay.
I like it. It's to the point.
Yeah, does it have anything that's, it's awesome. And does it have to mention their projects in here at all?
No, nothing to mention of that.
So you could say, hey, bring in some of their information
Okay.
about something that you found on the web, all that. I do have the instructions to bring in news that they might have
Okay.
also. But you can, of course, tweak it as you wish there also.
Sure.
So there's your first agent.
All right.
You build an agent. So if you would, though, open up Word just to kind of...
Open up Word?
Yeah. Actually, you had OneNote open earlier, didn't you?
No, actually I do, yes.
You do. All right, cool. Is this OneNote? This is not... that's Word, actually. Would you mind opening up OneNote there?
OneNote.
Yep. There we go. You'll notice that you have areas like Copilot built in this as well, but my eyes can't quite see that right now. That's okay. It's the other version of Copilot of OneNote. But if we were to open up Word, for example, and
Want to open up Word?
let's open up a new Word document.
Okay.
There's something new there. File new. There we go. So you'll notice once this comes open, there it goes. Okay.
There it is.
You'll see a Copilot button right there. Now, if you click on that Copilot button, and you hit the little tools icon. See that right next to the plus button in the chat window, there's a little tools button right next to it.
Okay.
That right there will allow you to say, see more agents, for example.
Yes.
Right below it.
Click it.
Right below it. See, it says see more. I can't quite see, I'm sorry. Okay, so.
See more right here.
There we go, cool. All right, so this is actually chat. So sorry, go back up top, please.
Yep, click
and
button.
you'll see right here is a little to the left of that. There you go. These are all the agents you have. So you'll be able to see. It must not be licensed right now for that.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. So what we can do here is you'll eventually, when you activate your Word, looks like.
Sounds like
But you'll see your agent that you've built right inside of Word.
Right in there.
As a
Okay,
matter of fact,
great.
I'll open up mine here so you can kind of see that. Let me go ahead and just jump into mine real quick. Okay. Bear with me here. All right, so if I hit the Copilot button right here,
Okay.
you will see, in my case, my licensing is all set. So I hit the little button right here, and then there is
there
that's what I was looking for, is that right
Okay.
there. You can also see it where we were at before, under Tools, and I have this Explore More Agents option right here. That's what I was expecting to see with yours, but it must not be turned on that way. You also can go and then say like email There we go. Sales prospecting email.
Wow.
And then it will basically, see, actually it's using that agent to do this. So you can say, or build an email to Brian Oliver, something like that. And so it'll go ahead and compose that, and you can say, take the results of that, bring it over also.
Oh, that's so great.
So it will, see it has this little icon there and all the cute Percy thing there. Quick question 1. So starting asking, this is where it's actually asking me
Prompting
question by
you.
question. Yeah. So I'll put that. So I'll put that extra tweak in the prompt also. We
Okay.
sent down.
Very cool.
Awesome. What do you think?
This is
First chat.
so good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So once we have this done, our next phase for Thursday, for our next live session, will be to use things like notebooks inside of here also. Let's see how many questions. We don't have any questions right now. That's awesome. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. But so in notebooks, we'll be able to, like imagine we're going to build a long RFP or
Okay.
a proposal of some sort.
Sure.
We can iterate over and over again inside of this and make it where it talks the customer's language. So we'll show
Oh, wow.
how to build custom instructions for
Oh,
that.
I can't wait.
So that one's a real fun one. One I do, especially with big accounts that you want to go after. That's a really great option. All right. Well, for now though, Brian, I think you have built your first agent, so you've come far in this last 45 minutes.
Love it.
Thanks for joining us today, though. Again, all the demos that we did are in the description of this video. And have a great day. Take care.
Bye.